Hi, welcome to Tony in the Tiki Bar. I'm Tony and we are in the Tiki Bar. Today I'm going to make a cocktail, an exotic cocktail, out of the Smuggler's Cove book from the Smuggler's Cove menu at the Smuggler's Cove Bar in San Francisco. In fact, this segment I'm going to go through the book Smuggler's Cove and make every cocktail, over 100 of them, using the same ingredients, the same techniques, the same glassware, the same ingredients. I might have said that already. The same garnish, down to the smallest detail. Over 100 drinks from Smuggler's Cove. And the first one I'm going to make today is called the Eku Eku. Now, it starts with some fresh pineapple, and that's one of the keys to making your exotic beverages, your exotic cocktails, is using fresh fruit. This does a number of things. One is it tastes a lot better. It makes your drinks look better, taste better, and really, if you're doing this down in your home bar, or you're doing it for your guests, or I'm doing it for you, I want you to really enjoy this, and I want it to taste the best in the way it was supposed to be, the way that it was invented back in the day. So, fresh fruit makes a better drink. It looks better when you're preparing it. It's a lot of fun to watch people cut up and use the fresh citrus, fresh pineapple, and things like that. And it also lets your guests know that you care about them and you care about the quality of the drinks you're going to serve to them. So I live in the North Country of New York. It's winter, and I've been having a very hard time finding ripe pineapples. But it pays to make friends with the produce department people at your local supermarket, because I was able to get him to go ahead and cut up a fresh pineapple for me, core it, and package it up for me to take home. So I'm going to start off with 5 1-inch chunks of fresh pineapple, and I'm going to muddle those in the base of a mixer cup. And I'm using a muddler that has sort of a meat tenderizer end on it, because I think it grabs a hold of the pineapple a lot better and juices it. So what can I say while I'm juicing this pineapple? Well, I'm muddling it, and that's one technique. I'm making it in a mixer cup because one of the key tools that is used in Smuggler's Cove and was used back in the heyday of Tiki for mixing drinks is a mixer. Just like you'd find in an old-fashioned soda fountain, they make milkshakes with them. And what that does is it helps you chill your drink quickly. It mixes the ingredients. It brings the aroma of the citrus to the top. It makes a nice texture, and it just makes light work of mixing drinks. So after I get my pineapple muddled in the bottom of my mixer cup, I'm going to go ahead and add an ounce of fresh lime juice. The other thing using fresh citrus does is it gives your cocktails a certain sparkle that you just can't get by using bottled juices. So go the extra mile. Take the fresh citrus for your guests and for yourself, and make sure that you measure all of your ingredients. That includes your fruit juice. You want to give a consistent drink every time, and that means measuring. You don't have to squeeze the life out of these poor little limes, just squeeze the juice out of them. If you squeeze them too hard, you get a lot of that rind lemon oil, and it gets bitter. Lime oil, it gets bitter. All right, so with our lime juice, we're going to go ahead and get a sprig of mint here. I'm going to mention a lot of the tips and tricks and phrases that they use in the book Smuggler's Cove. The way that you want to prepare your mint for a night of company or guests over at your bar. Again, get it fresh or get it out of your garden. Wash it. Wash all your produce before you use it, because don't forget, this is going in someone's drink and then ultimately into their mouth. And you take your mint and you cut the stems on an angle like you would fresh flowers when you bring them home. And then you go ahead and douse them in, and the reason you do that is because they cauterize the mint when they cut it in the field and ship it to the stores. Douse it in cold water. That'll crisp it up, bring it back to life, and then take it and stick it into your glass or vase or mug that you're going to hold it in on top of your bar in very warm, almost hot water, and that will keep it fresh for you for the rest of the evening. All right, we're going to do 8 mint leaves, if you're counting, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to our Smuggler's Cove Demerara syrup. Now, all the recipes for the ingredients that we're going to add, if it's something that you can make it homemade and it's better than what's available commercially, or if you can not find it in your area, it's very difficult to find some of these items. I have made a lot of it myself, and I'll post pictures and talk about that in the future. But for right now, Smuggler's Cove Demerara syrup, the recipe's in the book. I'm going to use just a little bit less than a ½ ounce. It's very thick, very sweet, very rich. It actually changes the feeling of the drink when you taste it, and that's part of the whole experience. And I recommend picking up the book if you're enjoying this segment and you want to follow along at home and you want to make some of these cocktails and you want to learn all the tricks and some of the history of Tiki, then I highly recommend that. We're going to go keeping with that natural theme. This is a natural peach liqueur. There's no high fructose corn syrup in it. There's no preservatives in it. And I'm going to use a ½ ounce of that. And another key component of the book is that you're not told what brand to use, what name brand of rum, but he suggests the type. In other words, the way that it was distilled, the way that it was fermented, the way that it was aged. So we're going to use 1.5 ounces of blended, lightly aged rum. Now the one I'm using is Appleton Estate's Signature Blend. I don't work for them either, but I've been using it in my Mai Tais for many years, and it's never done me wrong. And next, we want to use crushed ice. A lot of the drinks call for crushed ice, and you'll see why. I mean, it makes, again, with the texture, it's all part of the whole experience. The crushed ice will chill your drink faster, and it works well with the drink mixer. You put about 12 ounces of crushed ice in there, and we're going to go over to our mixer, and this is what they call a flash blend, which is going to be about 10 seconds in the mixer. I'm going to put it on high. It might be a little loud. And this makes real short work of blending and mixing your drinks. It also chills it quite well. You can see there's frost on the outside of the cup. And what we're going to do in pouring this into the proper vessel is I have this coupe glass. It's been chilling with a little bit of ice in it. And so now it's prepared to accept what we call a double strain into the coupe glass. So we use our Hawthorne strainer and a finer mesh to take all the little bits of pineapple and mint leaf and lime pulp and anything else that's in there. Using the mixer gives it a nice frothy layer on top. It makes it look nice when you serve it in the proper glassware, and the second strainer makes sure it gets all the rest of the pulp, small pieces of ice that come through that you don't want in your glass. And there's a lot of it. So the proper garnish for this cocktail, the Eku Eku, would be one of two things. You can either take a nice mint leaf, if you want to just put one on there and float it on top of the drink. But since we have this perfect little cluster here, this sprig of mint, I'm rubbing the leaves a little bit to release a little bit of the mint oil. Some people slap the mint. I usually end up pulverizing it when I do that. I'm just going to go ahead and set that right on the edge of the glass. And there it is, the Eku Eku, as seen in Smuggler's Cove. I'm Tony in the Tiki Bar, and I hope you enjoyed your visit here. Come back and see me again. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, comment, tell me if you made the drink yourself, leave a comment, see if I did something wrong, or let me know if you make it yourself and if it turns out good. Until then, I'll see you next time on Tony in the Tiki Bar. Cheers.